RMS Titanic stand for? What did the RMS in RMS Titanic stand for? Third question, the disciples James and John are called the sons of thunder, and their father is mentioned. Name him. Who was the father of James and John?
All right, my three questions. Number one, which president was credited with creating the U.S. interstate system? Which president was credited with the creation of the United States interstate system? Number two, we probably had this question before. We've been doing this show so many years. Doesn't hurt to rinse and repeat. It won't be all right. I want to know the top three, and they don't have to be in order. The top three most consumed fish in America. The top three most consumed fish in our country.
And you're not talking about those little cracker goldfish. Because when I'm babysitting my grandkids, I eat a lot of those.
Yes.
Those things are like Lay's potato chips.
Yes.
You just can't stop. You gotta.
My son Bodie carries the carton. It's like a gigantic milk carton. He carries it around under his arm. It's like his comfort blanket. It's like you see Linus
The
with
goldfish?
Yeah, Linus with his blanket, Bodie with his goldfish, and he just snacks on those. You know.
I'll do that sometimes with a half gallon of chocolate chip ice cream. Right under the arm.
You carry it under your arm?
Yeah. Spoon. I'm just kidding.
All right, so number three, got a little bit of a brain teaser here.
Tease away.
What has a bottom at the top? What has a bottom at the top?
American economics.
All right, there you go. We're ready to rock and roll here.
All right.
Country and Western.
All right, Texas, here we come. John is on the line. John, welcome to Tribute Friday.
Well, good morning, fellas.
Howdy, John.
It's been a couple of years since I talked to y'all. I have moved from Cut and Shoot, and I'm now living in Tyler, Texas.
That's a good area.
I thought maybe you moved to Duck and Puck.
Did the sheriff ever catch up with you there?
Yeah. No, what it is, I talked to y'all in January of 2001, and 21, yeah, 21, and COVID nailed me in February, and I'm confined to a wheelchair and all that now. So, but the Lord spared me, and I'm really grateful to Him, and I want to bring people to know the Lord. So, anyway, good to hear y'all's voices, and from now on, you'll hear me saying, "This is the Texas Tree Hugger." Okay, so
Texas Tree
you
Hugger.
can
Okay.
identify me that way.
Is that your handle?
So that,
Breaker 19, this is Texas Tree Hugger. Come on.
yes, in fact, it was when I had a CV. So anyway, but I want to do both, fellas.
All right, which question, John, do you want to answer?
Who was president for the interstate system?
Yes, here's the question,
John.
I'll repeat it for those who just joined us. John's about to answer it. Which president was credited with creating the U.S. interstate system?
It was President David Eisenhower.
There you go.
Excellent job.
What do you know about that?
It was the Highway, I forget the exact word, something act. It was signed in 1956.
Yes,
and
sir.
Eisenhower had originally they were doing the interstates in case we were ever attacked. It would become military highways. And one thing I did learn, once every 4 or 5 miles, there has to be 1 mile of straight road, and that's to land airplanes on.
Hey, John, I was going to weigh in on that. I think it's 1 mile in every 10, and you had to hit.
Okay.
That had to be straight in case of an emergency that an airplane could land there. seen that in print dozens of times as an aviator. Then the Snopes or whatever said, no, it's not true because they can't find any documentation. Well, you think about somebody, General Eisenhower, being the president and putting this together. You don't have to write every single little thing down. You say, oh, and while we're doing these interstates, I'm a general. You know, aviation is still pretty new, and let's make it 1 out of 10 miles straight so an airplane can land on the interstate. So I think it's still true. Snopes says they can't find the documentation.
Yeah, but they're a bunch of commies at Snopes.
Here's just a little bit more detail. Dwight Eisenhower, as John says here, was responsible for the birth of the interstate highway system. On June 29, 1956, Eisenhower signed legislation funding the construction of the U.S. interstate highway system, something Americans had dreamed of since Detroit started building cars. And if you think about it, interstate system in our country revolutionized everything. And as far as major contributions to America in our economy and our history and our way of life, the interstate system would have to be top 5. I don't know what else would beat it, but you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I mean, it was the driving force behind our economic prosperity.
Driving force. I like the unintentional pun. You had the Route 66 all the ways to meander across America. But boy, when you connected those states and got everybody moving, and it made a lot of difference.
All right, John, fire away. What do you got for us?
Well, I said that my new handle is for me now, Texas Tree Hugger. Why do I have that? There's an instrument foresters use, okay, and that's why we're called tree huggers. We're not environmental wackos, but I went to forestry school, so I have a tool that I use. And what would that be called?
You know, I wonder if he's got climbing gear. He got spurs like tree trimmers wear and linemen going up telephone poles. That's what I'm going to say.
Do they have some kind of
harness?
I've seen some kind of contraption, although I don't know that how far back it goes. It's recent, but I've seen these things that go around the bottom of a tree, and then they raise it up, and it just takes all the branches off. You ever seen that?
Yeah. Not only that, it grabs it, then it cuts it, and then it just picks it up.
Yeah, that's probably
carries it over.
Too modern. You know what, John? I don't think we know. I think you stumped us.
Yeah. What's the answer, John?
Okay. It's called a diameter tape, and when you pull it around the diameter of the tree, 1 inch is 3.14 inches long. So you can determine the diameter of the tree by measuring the circumference.
Okay.
It has to do with pi.
Yeah. All right, buddy. 3.16.
If you do that though, which side of the tree does the moss grow on? Huh?
Always on the north side, even if you got one of those diabolical diameter measurer. Hey, John, thanks. Have a great weekend.
All right, we go back to Texas. I told you Texas is bringing it today from a look at my computer screen. And Deborah is on the line. Deborah, welcome to Trivia Friday.
Good morning, professors.
Good morning, Deborah. How are you?
It's getting hot where we are.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, it's summertime.
Yes, ma'am.
Where do you live in Texas, Deborah?
San Angelo.
Okay.
It's in sort of middle western area, kind of on the cusp of the hill country and the Chihuahua Desert.
The Chihuahua Desert.
More desert than we are.
She's not too far from Abilene, right over in there. That's a good area. The rattlesnake roundup, all kinds of stuff going on.
I've not heard of the Chihuahua Desert. That's a new one on me there. Okay.
All right.
We're west and south of Abilene.
Right.
We're ready. You want to ask, answer, or both, Deborah?
I want to do both.
Which one do you want to answer?
And I'm going to answer the Bible question about the rivers.
All right. Now, Deborah, is your answer off the top of your head? Because you know that if you can do this without looking it up, you get a free mug. So here's the question.
No.
Oh, okay, that's fine.
Thanks for your honesty.
I knew 2 of them, but I couldn't remember the other 2.
Well, yes, JJ said, thank you for being honest. Here's the question. In Genesis
was
2...
you expecting anything less on our show?
Oh, listen, you never
We
know.
have to thank people for being honest
Well,
today.
sometimes people are not fully sanctified, brother, and they, hey, listen, this mug right here, you put this in front of people, it's going to test their character. I've seen people trample one another to get their hands on one of these. All right, here's the question, Deborah. In Genesis 2, we are told that a river went out of Eden and became 4 rivers. What were they?
They were I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing them correctly, the Kishon, the Gihon, the Tigris, and the Euphrates.
That's correct. That's the 4
Nicely
rivers.
done.
Now, I couldn't lie to you guys. I mean, I wouldn't be just lying to the professor. I'd be lying before God.
Yes,
So
yes, ma'am.
That's right. You did the
I
right
had
thing.
to tell the truth.
Yeah.
Girl.
Excellent job on that. Now, I have had some of that Gihon at the local Chinese restaurant before. I think it was cat, but I can't be sure of that.
Just say we're cleaning it up here.
Yeah. Hey, what's your question for us, Deborah?
Okay, I don't know if you guys are Star Trek watchers or not, but on the Enterprise, there was a distinctive sound that you heard every time a door opened and closed on the Enterprise. And I just wonder if you know it's a little recording clip of an everyday noise that they play whenever the door opens.
It's kind of almost a little bit of a whistle. I don't know how to, I can't imitate it.
Kind of a whoosh.
It's a whoosh. It's a whoosh whistle. How about that? No, okay. I don't.
You mean what you're saying is on the show they use common.
Right.
They recorded something that we hear commonly in the
Gotcha, and use that. Okay.
Hey, I'm
Wow.
curious now. What's the answer, Deborah?
A toilet flushing.
No
Are you serious?
way. That's when the doors would open and close?
But it must have been a very short clip.
It's not an entire.
Right.
It's not the entire clip.
It's not a gallon.
It's just a few seconds.
Wow.
But yes, it's the sound of the toilet flushing.
That is interesting right there.
Wouldn't it be fun to be the guy who decides what kinds of neat little everyday clips you use for noises?
Well,
in movies?
What's that, a Simon and Garfunkel? Sound of bullets.
You know, the E.T., you just juggled my memory. E.T., jiggled.
She jiggled your. Get
Yeah.
that, the handle?
That's right. E.T., they wanted to come up with a way for when he was walking.
Yeah.
So they took a little platter of Jell-O and they put their hands in the Jell-O, and that's how they got E.T. walking. They recorded that.
I think also this is going to sound like I'm making this up. I think the sound, part of the sound of the lightsabers on Star Wars, those cables that hold up towers, they're real taut, right? They would hit it and it would make a little vibration sound. I think that was part of the sound for the lightsabers.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, I don't know how these people.
Deborah, have a great weekend there in San Angelo, beautiful part of the country.
All right, next call, Ed.
All right, we go to Ohio, and Paul is on the line. Paul, welcome to Trivia Friday.
Hello, professors.
Hey, Paul, where do you live in Ohio?
Can you hear me?
We can. Where do you live in Ohio?
Yeah, I live in Columbus.
Well, great, Paul. Thanks for calling in. Thanks for listening. Do you want to ask, answer, or do both, sir?
You know what, professors? I think I want to do both.
Okay.
I want to answer the RMS question.
Here's the question. What did the RMS in RMS Titanic stand for?
Well, here's the deal. It's called the Royal Mail Ship.
That's right. Nicely done.
Really?
Royal Mail Ship.
M-A-I-L.
Oh, okay.
Delivering the mail.
Oh.
And the Royal Mail Ship, in a couple of places it said Royal Mail Steamer, but Royal Mail Ship was more common. Hey, great job, Paul. What's your question for us?
Well, I hope you didn't mind me trying to imitate you, JJ, but I love the way you tell your jokes.
Well, thank you. Imitation is the highest form of flattery.
Where you got just
Isn't it, though?
Yeah, Abraham Lincoln said that on Facebook.
I didn't even defriend him.
Yeah, I saw him in a YouTube video. Him or Ben Franklin, one of those guys on their YouTube channel said that.
All right, bring it.
Okay, I've got actually two Bible questions, but if I have time for both of them. The first one is a short one. When Abraham was in Genesis, when Abraham was pleading to God about having a son, he said, if I don't have a son, my riches will have to go to who?
He said his servant.
The IRS.
Yeah, he said it was one of his servants. Are you looking for his name?
Yes, sir, I am. And where was he from? Because it lists both of those in the Bible.
Okay,
That's a
so
deep
what
dive.
Paul has done here is he's introduced a question, which if you answer it, he's got two more that spring from it. So this could be like
It's something different.
This could be like Amway. Ultimately, think about it.
Pyramid scheme.
Yeah. No, I'm just kidding with you, Paul. I don't know. What
I got
know.
stumped. I know it went to a servant. That's as far as I can get.
Okay. Well, the reason I know it is it's the middle name of my father, who is now passed, but it's Eliezer from Damascus.
Eleazar
He
from
would have to give his riches to Eliezer, his servant from Damascus.
Good. Well, hey, that's a great trivia question, and thank you so much, Paul, for listening there in the Buckeye State.
Eleazar from Damascus. You know, Eleazar for a long time worked only 4 days a week as his servant, worked from home a lot. And they'd have the Zoom meetings, and he could still do most of his job.
When was the last names introduced in history?
The
Good trivia.
1934, I think.
most of the like almost all the people that came over on the Mayflower, they didn't have a middle name.
They have a middle name?
No, they didn't have a middle name.
Why did everybody in the Bible is one name?
Well,
My mom didn't have a middle name.
did she not? Did she come over on the Mayflower?
Well, she wasn't that old, but she would put N for no name when she came to this country. That's what they gave her.
Wow.
N for no name. We'll be back, folks.
Hi, this is Todd Nettleton with the Voice of the Martyrs Radio, inviting you to join us Friday, July 14th for the Hearts of Fire virtual event. You'll meet 4 courageous women who showed incredible commitment to Christ in the face of intense persecution. The special event is free. Hear these inspiring testimonies of costly faith, plus worship led by Michael W. Smith. You can watch from wherever you are. Register online at heartsevent.com.
Hello, everyone. I'm Tim Wildman, president of American Family
お
Association.
父さん、今日行ったらね、告知の方は入る前にカウンターでチケット、イエローチケットって言ってもらって、そうしないとイエローチケットないとエクササイズできないから、カウンターでくれるから、お父さん。
Visit Israel. So we're going in March 2024, and I'm just telling you, we're going to be full by the middle of the summer, probably August, September at the latest. So, if you want to go with us to see Israel in March 2024, then go to this website, twholyland.com. twholyland.com is a website. All the information is there, the price, the itinerary, everything you need to know is at twholyland.com, and we hope to see you on our March 2024 tour.
Hello, Americans. I'm Todd Stern. Stand by for news and commentary next.
My goal as a teacher is to impart knowledge and then be able then for them to take it and turn it into wisdom. As we teach, I think, okay, 5 years down the road, how will the material that I am teaching them
starts here. Truett offers biblically centered degree programs. Check out truett.edu/starnes. Betty Glover of Phoenix, Oregon, has been ringing up groceries for the past 10 years. She loves her customers, loves her job. But it's time for Betty to retire. Her eyesight, not what it used to be, macular degeneration. Problem is, Betty did not have enough savings to quit her job. 91 years old and still bagging groceries. And Betty's not alone. The Census Bureau says about 49% of adults 55 to 65 don't have anything saved for retirement. One day, someone suggested GoFundMe, so Betty did just that. And within a matter of days, she raised nearly $75,000, more than double what she had asked, more than enough to pay for rent, medication, and groceries. And after a lifetime of work, she officially resigned. She plans to spend her twilight years visiting her grandkids and great-grandkids. And Betty is able to do just that, all because of the generosity of strangers. And God starts.
In him we were also chosen as God's own, having been predestined according to the plan of him who works out everything by the counsel of his will, in order that we, who were the first to hope in Christ, would be for the praise of his glory. Ephesians chapter 1, verse 11 and 12.
American Family Radio. Come and listen to the story about a man named Jed, a poor mountaineer where he kept his family fed. And then one day he was shooting at some food, and up through the ground come a couple of them blue. Boy, that black Texas tea. Well, the first thing you know, Jed's moving there. Kin folks said, Jed, move away from there. Said California is the place you ought to be, so they loaded up the truck and moved to Beverly. Yeah, that is.
All right, who sang that? Wasn't that the?
That wasn't the actual.
And Scruggs doing the music, maybe?
I think you're right.
That's
maybe
not
singing.
the actual. That is the song. It's not the actual version that they used in the TV show.
Well, it sounded like it to me, but I'm not saying you're
No.
wrong. That's a good imitation.
Yeah, no, it's probably the people who wrote the song probably had a version for the radio.
How did you know that?
I just recognize theme songs. I'm a little bit of a nerd that way. Maybe not a
Anyway,
little bit.
that was a bluegrass band from Kentucky, I think. You said it was
Flat
Scruggs?
and Scruggs. Yeah,
Flat and Scruggs?
right. But I'm not sure. I'm just sort of guessing.
I know Scruggs, but I don't. Anyway, we'll look it up. That'd be a good trivia question right there.
There you go.
All right, it's Trivia Friday on American Family Radio. We're here every Friday, imparting unto the listeners education unlike any other.
You can say that again.
And I'm Tim Wildman with Ed Vitagliano and JJ Jasper. We thank you for listening. If you want to join us on the internet, we have a video camera in here. You can see why we got the gig at GQ or didn't. At Facebook Live, we're waving at everybody. Or you can go to our streaming service, which is streaming.afa.net, streaming.afa.net. We are live there too, streaming.afa.net. Tim, Ed, and JJ, Britt Creeley's on our control board over here, and Cindy Roberts is helping us answer the phones. So if you want to
Great shuttles.
if you want to call in and ask, if you haven't called in, if you hadn't got on the air with us in the last 8 weeks, here's your phone number. That's who qualifies. If you've gotten on the air with us the last 8 weeks, please wait. 888-589-8840. That's our phone number to reach us, 888-589-8840. Let's reset our questions, guys.
All right, I'm going to have to add a question. So, first question, what British member of the royal family was nicknamed Gary? And this person is no longer living.
Sad.
It is. Second question, in China, scenes involving time travel in movies and television programs are prohibited. Is that true or false? And third question, I'll add this. In the John Wayne movies, The Quiet Man, McClintock, and Big Jake, who is the female lead? Who is the female lead in those three John Wayne movies?
Here's what I've got. First question. In which book of the Bible will you find this part of a verse? The effectual, fervent prayer of a righteous man availeth much. Which book of the Bible will you find this? The effectual, fervent prayer of a righteous man availeth much. Second question. The disciples, James and John, are called the sons of thunder, and their father is mentioned. Name him. Name the father of the disciples, James and John. And then I'll add one. Third question, what is the International Criminal Police Organization better known as? What is the International Criminal Police Organization better known as?
Democrat Party. Well, I didn't say that. I'm sorry.
You're just thinking that, and you got through the filter.
Say it before you think, and I apologize for that. Not all Democrats are part of this criminal. Huh?
The International Criminal Police Organization.
No. Okay, so that was just, I got a little flippant there. All right, but I'm only saying what a lot of people are thinking. All right, so anyway.
No, this is not International Criminal Organization. International Criminal Police Organization.
Okay,
These are the good guys.
All right, so here's my 3 questions. Number 1, and if you can answer this without looking it up, like Ed said, we'll give you a free AFR travel mug. That is, and you don't have to name them in order. I just need the top 3 most consumed fish in America. The top 3 most consumed fish in our country.
With or without tartar sauce? Or does that matter?
I'm without, but I don't know how. All right, here we got the second question. It's sort of a brain teaser. What has a bottom at the top? What has a bottom at the top?
I'm so bad at riddles.
And a third question, how many oceans does the U.S. border? How many oceans does the U.S. border?
Good question.
Back to the phones, Ed.
All right, and we're going back to Texas. Colin is on the line. Colin, welcome to Trivia Friday.
Hey, gentlemen, how are y'all doing today?
Good, Colin. Thank you for calling in. Thank you for listening. Would you like to ask, answer, or do both, sir?
We'll do both.
What part of Texas, Colin?
Amarillo.
Yeah, good place there. I can almost see those Cadillac tail feathers sticking up from here. And you got that big Texan restaurant. What is it? A 72-ounce steak? That if you eat that 72-ounce steak and that baked potato that's the size of a small football and a salad, if you eat it all, they'll give it to you for free.
Yeah, but they don't pay for the
you also have to eat a shrimp cocktail.
They don't pay for the emergency room visit, though. That's a problem.
But not paying for that steak certainly helps.
But a lot of skinny people have done it, and they have their pictures on the wall to prove it.
Yep.
All right, Colin, which question do you feel confident about?
The father of James and John.
Here's the question. The disciples James and John are called the sons of thunder, and their father is mentioned. Name him.
Zebedee.
Whoa!
Hey!
What is that sound?
Hey, all right.
Nicely done. Colin, you landed on the mystery question. You know what that means?
Awesome. Yeah. It's been a while since I've listened, so it used to be a T-shirt, but
Yeah, we've
still a
upgraded.
T-shirt.
Yes, sir. A stainless steel tumbler. So you won that for answering the mystery question correctly. Zebedee.
Awesome.
That's the dad of James and John. Father's Day, not this weekend, but next weekend.
Right.
So I've got a couple more fathers in the Bible.
I just went ahead and told my kids what I want for Father's Day.
You did?
Y'all do that?
No.
I think I have in the past, but yeah, because I'm hard to shop for.
They didn't ask me. I just.
Do you mind sharing what you?
No, it wasn't much. I wanted 8.5 and 11 framed pictures.
冗談チケットもらうんだよ。イエローチケットくれるから入る前にカウンターでイエローチケット。
Well, do you get that on Father's Day?
No, I'm still harping, and that's part of a dad's job.
Yeah,
to occasionally say, "Do you think money grows on trees?" It's just other things that dads say. That's part of our job.
That's right.
Colin, what's your question for us?
All right, so the beautiful Corvette has been in production since 1953, but there was 1 year that they did not make it. What year was that?
By the way, the Corvette Museum is in Kentucky.
Bowling Green, Kentucky.
I haven't stopped there, but I've seen the signs as I've driven up that way. JJ, do you know? Because you're
kind of the car guy.
I'm a car guy, and I'm just trying to think, because that wouldn't be the war effort. Well, I know they had an earthquake, sadly. This sounds like I'm making something up. They're not too far from the Grand Canyon, a whole lot of caves.
Bowling Green?
Bowling Green. But they had not an earthquake, no, what's the other word, like in Florida? When the ground just falls?
I think you may need to go back to American
sinkhole. They had a sinkhole in some of these, like, classic Corvettes, like the ones right off the assembly line that they had in the Corvette Museum. A bunch of them fell in the sinkhole.
Well, I saw that, yeah.
Yeah, it's terrible.
Yeah, right near the Grand Canyon.
Hey, look, this is down not too far from the Mammoth Cave. So